Hi, I'm Dawn, and I want to explain about the video you're about to see. This is actually part 2, and in part 1, we actually removed a hill, very steep hill of ferns and weeds and small trees, and prepped it for this video. So in this video, we're going to be putting in over 100 plants, and we're going to transform this hill into a beautiful landscape. The transformation of this hill from this horrible weeds and ferns to what it turned out to be is amazing. I really like how it turned out. The homeowner is ecstatic. So hope you liked the video. It was a lot of fun. Here's a look at all the plants. Lots of shrubs, perennials, a couple trees, roses. Shrub roses are very hardy. And then we got the, of course, the shrub rose pink with the double petals. So we got a whole array of textures and colors. Good? All right. I figured one row of pink, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll have something else in front. And I got lots of perennials for down here. Bring it down a little bit, or that should be fine. The two in the front. Where'd you say? Right in between these?
Okay.
What do you think?
Perfect.
Good?
Lean it towards you a little bit. It's gotta go that way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, it's coming together. So all in the front, I'm gonna have all kinds of perennials. So they'll have lots of color. I got my evergreens mixed in. Got the big ones in the back, some mixed ones in between. I don't want this to be totally bare in the wintertime. I don't want it to be nice and colorful during the summer. That branch definitely has to come off, whether we do it or the homeowner does it. I think Tom's gonna try to bring something to cut that down. Crepe myrtle looks good there. All right, it's starting to look like something. I got these placed kind of where I want them. That side and up is planted already. So we'll get back to work. We can almost reach. Nice. Okay. Oh, almost got it. All right, we got that done. Now I gotta set the plants over there. I guess I can't plant it there. The root's this big. Right next to it, let's see.
Looks pretty good over there.
Right here, right? All right. Let's auger the stuff in. Then I'll place my perennials. This is a cool little plant. This is 9 bark called Little Devil. And it can take part shade and still have the burgundy touch leaves. And the flower is white. During the summer, so this area gets morning sun and then shade in the afternoon. So that's perfect for this. It will do fine in full sun too. So here's a look at everything before we put the soaker in. It's gonna look so much better once we put the mulch in. So here's a dual timer. We have one hose that goes to the side yard. So we're hooking this to the side yard instead of just going across the patio. And this one is going to be for the hill. So 2 different watering times, 2 different watering needs. So for now, we're just putting this across the sidewalk. That's what the homeowner wants for now. Later at another time, maybe when we do the front yard landscape next year, he'll put this underneath. So we just have it along the fence line. Tom's getting this all ready. So here's our soaker. That's the soaker hose. We have the 2 lines right here. One, it's going up the hill, and this one's right here. So now we're going to put our soaker hose all in here. And these are the 2 solid lines. And the soaker will start at the top. Nice, very nice. Solid hose connected. Oh.
Okay.
The solid lines just stay in here?
Yep.
Okay. So this line that goes straight across the bottom, it goes here, and this is a line that goes to the side yard. So it goes right through here. Just gotta wait a minute for it to get pressurized. But that's how the soaker runs along the bottom. Now we can move it closer or away from plants as we need to before we put the mulch down. You see how the soaker works. Gets the water right down by the roots. All right, with the soaker, we decided to add a couple zones.
So we were putting our soaker in and it wasn't working as good as we wanted it to. So I had to redo this a little bit. First off, if you're trying to push water uphill with a soaker hose, you're going to have much more pressure at the bottom and not so much at the top. So what I have to do is run solid supply lines all the way to the highest point and then let the soaker run gravity downhill. It may seem obvious, but like I said, normally I can get it to work, but it just wasn't, I wasn't getting the pressure that I needed. And because we're dealing with such a big slope, the downhill run going this way is about 23%, but when you go from the side up, it's like a 27% slope. So it's a good slope. Anyway, we had to buy some solid supply lines so that we can run the water to the high points and then let the soaker run downhill, and then that works perfect. And I have more pressure than I need.
Where am I going with this one? Right to the middle?
Go up top if you want.
All right, so we ran the solid line all the way by the shed, and then the soaker hose is running to here, and this is the end of the soaker right here. You can see it's getting plenty of water. And you can see it dripping. So the end of the run is plenty of water. All right, this is our third zone. We're going to run this up to the top of the hill, and they're going to fill in the whole middle with soaker hose. Go behind?
Yep.
All right, we got our 3 zones in. Tom's gonna test the third one. So that is a web of solid line and soaker lines. 3 different zones, 3 different solid lines and multiple soaker hose lines. You see that? Very good pressure. Just dripping like it's supposed to. And this whole middle here is that line. So when you're doing soaker line and you have your main solid line, you always have to go uphill and you get much better pressure. And we have to have a timer that runs 3 different time zones.
All right, so I'll show you how this shark bite crimp tool. So barb fitting, put the ring on first. Run it up. And what that third handle does is it lets you run it with one hand. So you can take it. So it's much faster. So if you're wondering what that third handle is for, that's what it is.
And I just gotta weave this in and out. But there's gonna be some more annuals and stuff here, so the soaker line had to be even where there's no plants over here. And this is the area starts getting a little shadier. So there's less perennials on this side. This is one of my favorite combinations. This is a blue salvia, and this is all gonna fill in. And once this fills in, this is gonna fill in this whole area. And this is Coreopsis moonbeam. And together with these blue flower spikes, when they all grow together, it looks really pretty.
How you doing? What can we do for you?
I need boulders.
All right, he's over there. I got your weight. You're all set.
Thank you.
Cool.
All right.
This is a good one. I like this line of black in it.
Okay, that's way too
kinda
big.
Cool, but that's big. This?
Yeah.
It's too big?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We don't need that big.
What about those two?
That's a really cool looking rock.
Yeah, see that?
All right, we are back at New Jersey Gravel and Sand. And I need to pick out a couple rocks for the hill.
That one's got like pink in it.
There are some cool rocks here. I like this one. Look at all that white marbling in there. All right, so this is what we do. When we find a rock we like, we put a small rock on top, and then Joey knows that we like it. Like this. What? Yeah, I got that right here. I like this one.
I like that one.
That seems like one I didn't get it.
That'd be good for the Kusa. So we got this one. I put the rock on that one. I got one over there that has a rock. I'll move out of the way. This will just add a little interest in the wintertime when a lot of the shrubs lose their leaves. I try to pick out rocks that have a little interest in them. Now this rock is gorgeous. It's got pink tones in there, but it's way too big. Which one did you say? I don't care about the bottom one. I want that one. I'll go around the other way.
Can you get this one?
Of course, I picked some that are way in there. Over here are the big boulders. Our machine will not pick these up. You got some nice ones here. I'm trying to pick out some lighter colors to pop in the mulch. We are using black mulch, so I want these to stand out. I got this pile where Tom's standing. Gotta make sure I stay out of Joey's way. All right, I'm gonna put you guys down. Here's what we got so far. He's just getting the last two boulders. Joey is awesome, let me tell you. And he always helps me find the perfect rocks too. Because a lot of these rocks have some really nice color in them, which I don't know if you can see from the video when I put them in there. Two little tiny rocks, my last two rocks. Thank you.
Thank you again, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
No, I got it. Thank you. Have a good one.
You have a great one. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Here, look. Look at
Thank you very much.
that. Here, Joey gave you a shirt.
Joey gave me a shirt. That's awesome. Okay, we're scaling out. See how much we weigh.
All right, you pull off and come in.
So we got our rocks, and that's the biggest one Tom's bringing in. We have to make sure when we put it down, we don't roll it down the hill. Let me get a shovel. We got some boards we're putting in so we don't mess up the hoses. It's a beautiful rock. See all the white marbling in there? It looks nice. did. So now we're going to put 3 here, and then there's going to be a bird bath right here. So that's going to look nice. There's the next biggest one.
Standing upright or laying down?
Upright. Nice. Nice. All right, I'll give you a look around real quick. So we got the boulders placed. This will give a little interest in the wintertime. Oh, I don't know if you can see. The timer's gone off. So the plants are getting watered. And that's what's nice. The homeowners can take a nice vacation. They don't have to worry about watering. Plus, it would be really hard for them to water all these plants, to get up on the hill and drag a hose up there. Butterfly bush is actually coming back a little bit. I was worried about that, but it actually looks pretty good. When we got here this morning, before the heat came on, the leaves were all nice and perky. The bird bath is going right here. I'm gonna surprise the customer with a hummingbird feeder that I'm gonna put over here. Oh, I just can't get over this color of this knockout shrub rose. It is gorgeous. And then we got the regular pink shrub rose knockout over there. All right, so now Tom just went to get the mulch. I'm gonna place those little tiny boulders in between the perennials where I want them. And when we get the mulch, we're gonna start at the top and work our way down. This is gonna get a lot of mulch because it's the first time it's ever gotten mulch. And because it's on a hill, it's gonna need a good 3 inches. So it's gonna be nice and thick. And then from there on, when they wanna remulch it, they just need to put like a coating, a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. If they do that every year, this will look gorgeous every year, but they can skip years. But we always put it down nice and thick. That's why when you saw I planted the plants, we planted them higher. So the root ball's sticking out a little bit because you don't want to cover the whole plant with mulch. So everything is planted anticipating the mulch going down. All right, I'm gonna get on that, and Tom will be back in a minute with the mulch. It's only 15 minutes away. All right, Tom's back with the mulch. Before we do that, he's giving everything a dose of fertilizer. And this is time released Osmocote. This is very sandy here, so it doesn't have a lot of nutrients in the soil. So this will just give it a little boost. And the little tool he's using has a measured amount for each pump that he gives it. And then we are going to start mulching in this area first. Highest part first. So as he's doing that, let me go get the rake and rake that smooth. This side's coming down, right? I gotta cut some more boards. Oh, this would be good if we need it for the wheelbarrow loader. So we got a couple more boards cut because this sand, the wheels just start turning. It makes it a little difficult to go up this hill. These boards are helping, plus the boards have to go over the hoses so we don't wreck them. So these muck trucks are four-wheel drive and the wheels really dig in, and we have to make sure the hoses are all protected. Otherwise, the wheels would just like rip out the hoses or move them. So boards are very important for this job. But this hill is like beach sand. Look how soft. That's why the extra fertilizer, putting the mulch down really thick, and over time that mulch will turn into soil, and that will also help feed the plants nutrients. All right, working our way down. Right there. All right, so the boards help a lot because it's way easier to pitchfork or shovel off the boards and then throw it down. If you put it directly on the sand, you're digging into the sand and mixing the sand with the mulch. So this is much easier. So we have a board highway. Like I said yesterday, we're doing the hardest part first. It should get easier as we go down. We're just trying to get it down, trying to make sure I have enough over here, empty that truck, and then while he's gone getting more mulch, then I will rake this and get it better. Right now it's just roughly down. One more. Okay. Right there. Okay, we're almost done with this load of mulch. And then we'll have to be done for today. But it's looking pretty good. All right, I'm setting you up by the hummingbird feeder. There was a hummingbird here twice since we got here, so hopefully I can get him on camera. No, you don't. You don't have to.
That's the bed line.
That cuts a really nice groove in the ground. Nice edge for our mulch. This works way better in clay soil. Sand is actually really tough to work in, actually. Looks pretty. Now it's really starting to look finished. Got the plants planted over there. We got all this mulch in here. All right, so now we got to just go from here and go over to there. So we're getting close to the end. And look, Monday morning I came back and they went out and bought a bird feeder, which is awesome because that's also going to bring more birds around. We just have to go around this edge and get the rhododendron bed. Put a couple annuals in there, and then the mulch will be down in the back. There we go, the birds over there now. I'll just stay on this side.
Please, right down.
Hopefully my camera's on. Hummingbird was around before, but I don't know if I got pictures of them because we just started a heat wave and my cameras keep shutting off. And this was definitely a really fun project to do. When we first got here, we had all the ferns on the hill. Let me tell you, there were so many ticks, it was unbelievable. I removed so many ticks in 2 days. I had bug spray and I had bug spray on me and the ticks were still crawling all over us. So I am sure the homeowner is glad to get rid of those. Okay, we are in the home stretch. Tom just brought all the boards outside. I'm just getting this little area raked up. And we're just going into that heat wave. Today's the first day. Tomorrow is going to be horrendous. So we'll see what we do tomorrow. We have another job coming up, but we can put off for a couple days because real temperatures are going to be 105. And we just got to fix one little area over here. All the mulching's done. I just got to go check everything and then I'll take you for a walk around. While Tom is loading up all the stuff, the mini and everything on the trailer. All right, the hill project is finished. This was such a fantastic project. I enjoyed this so much. When we first got here, this was just a hill of ferns and weeds and a million ticks. The homeowners didn't even want to go near the ferns because there was ticks everywhere. The transformation is amazing. What it looked like before to what it is now and what it's going to look like in a few years once all these shrubs and flowers really spread out nice. And now the homeowners can sit out here, watch the hummingbirds. They got the bird feeder they put out, and that is attracting birds like crazy. All day long, birds are going zipping by, going to the bird feeder. It's pretty nice. So one thing's nice is when homeowners give me the okay to do kind of what I want, which is what I like, because this is going to have seasonal color and flowers all year round. They have 3 types of trees that we put in here. We put in a Rutgers dogwood, which will bloom first. Then we got a Coosa dogwood, which blooms beautiful white flowers in May. And then we got this gorgeous crepe myrtle, as you see behind me. That blooms for about 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the weather. And that's been blooming for 3 weeks already. So you got the 3 main focal points, and then you have flowering shrubs all throughout. So I got 3 groups of the hybrid hydrangeas. They're the summer blooming. They bloom all summer. So you can go and pick the flowers and it just shoots out new flowers all summer long. And there's 3 different colors, so that's gonna really sparkle. 2 different types of shrub roses, which they flower summer to all the way to fall. And then you got groups of evergreens here and there, so that way they don't have a bare landscape in the wintertime. Plus some focal points with some rocks, because you don't want to see a blank hill in the winter. And the black mulch really sets everything off. So before, the ferns came all the way down to the grass line and it was just green. And in the winter they died down and it was just a brown hill with just dried up ferns all over the place. Now, the yard looks so much bigger. You have all these flowering plants and shrubs, and now it's a much more enjoyable and usable space. With the addition of the hummingbird feeder, the bird bath, and the bird feeder, they're gonna get multiple birds in here like crazy. And the butterflies have been coming in just going from one plant to the other. So you got the butterflies, you got all different kinds of birds. This plan really came together. Everything really shines. And we have the annuals in here, which they can either keep putting annuals in every year, or they can just keep adding mix of different perennials if they want that. So I'll walk you around and show you everything, get you a better, closer look. Like I said, this was a really fun project. Did this little side area. What a difference. All right, we'll start over here. This is a little more shady over here. If you have any questions on any plants, let me know. And we did do a little foundation planting over here. This is kind of shady too. And this is just a simple planting over here. No flowers, different colored textured evergreens. And the neighbor did put mulch on the other side of the riverbed that we put in on the last project. I'll take you up on top of the hill. Now we left this pathway basically here because they get a lot of leaves. And this way they'll have plenty of room to come up here, rake up the leaves. But here we have evergreens in the back. Got different hollies, skip laurels, this gorgeous rhododendron right here. This is gonna be awesome. Evergreens on the side. And here's the look from on top of the hill. Burgundy leaf hydrangea with a gorgeous pink flower. I wouldn't mind getting your opinion and tell me how you like the hill. Is it a big improvement over the ferns? I know a lot of people just like to have a natural area with just ferns and woodland shrubs, but I think this actually is much better to look at in the summer when you're sitting out here and you're having your barbecues. Let me know what you think.